Alright, today on Dadcraft I've had the question, how big is the world? And the easy answer is it's endless. There's a seed that gets generated that gives you the initial look and feel of the world, that all the random numbers that describe what biome is going to be here, what the shape of the land is going to be, that starts at your spawn point and moves outward. I put a black cube down at my spawn point in this world, and it's here. And since then I've built out a whole bunch of different things, and this map wall I put together to show you a bit about the world. This is the rail depot that we've seen a couple of times when I go east, west, north, or south. And then here's the farm area, the initial castle where the main bed is, and the walkway down into the deep mine. I've got the nether portal out here, and then you can see different portions of it. Up near the top here is the large drowned spawner farm, which is really hard to say quickly, and a whole bunch of open spaces with some of the initial houses that there was a little village here when I spawned in. But if I take a step or two back, you can see that this area is actually only a piece of this world. There's a lot of forested, watery land in this world. That's just how the spawn seed generated this. But you can see there's rivers, there's lakes, and then eventually down here there's different biomes. There's a frozen biome down in the southwest. There's some mountainous regions in the northwest. In the far north there's an ocean that starts to open up. I haven't mapped it out yet, with some more highlands. And then out in the east there's just a lot of swamp and forest land. Interestingly enough, you can see different towns on the map, as well as these red splotches, which is where a partial portal has been spawned into the world. And there's a couple of them. You can see another one down here. And so the world is endless. You can map things out and you can go crazy distances. What I did in this world was I mapped out to 1,000 blocks east, 1,000 blocks west, 1,000 blocks south, and I put a gridded railway junction in. I couldn't go 1,000 blocks north because I came up against the sea at the North Sea base. And then the special area that I did was this location here with this small spot where there's a secondary base is at coordinates 0, 0. So kind of a cool spot there, just for fun. But this is the main base where we're at, and we can see we're right here. When I made the map in the first place, I was looking at the wall, actually pointing in the other direction, so you can see the nose on the character in the map is looking towards the south when I'm actually looking towards the north. So here's the endless world. What I'm going to do now, though, is go down here above the spawner for the squids and their ink sacs. I'm going to go up into that tower. We're going to look out at render distance. We're going to see some of this world from up above. So just hold on a minute. I'll get up in the tower and we'll look from there. Alright, we're going to head up to the tower right now. You can see it's up top there. It has a glass floor, and so we can look through the glass floor out at the world for quite a distance because we'll be pretty high up. And we'll go up this stairwell, up this ladder, up to the top. And you see we're climbing. We're at 90. And we're here at 100, 110, and 120-ish blocks high. Hello, doggy. And so what we can do is we can look out onto the world and take a look in all these directions. You can see there's the farm we saw earlier. There's the rail junction with the north, east, south, and west. There's the map where we just were a moment ago. We have kind of a block museum going on here. The hard to find items in Minecraft here. And we can see there's just a lot of forested land. Now let's change our render distance to look farther out. Right now I think I'm set for 16 chunks. If we go options, video settings, render distance, I've set the 16 chunks. Let's go out to 26 chunks, so 10 chunks further. Things will get a little misty in the distance. That's okay, but you'll see that all of a sudden we'll be loading in a whole bunch more data. Here comes the data chunk by chunk, and we're going to see a lot farther into the misty distance. as the data gets loaded in. And there, that's pretty cool. In that direction, we'll also look down here toward the south. There we go. There's the town on the railway down towards the South Junction. Looking out towards the west, across the lake to the railway that's going to head to the origin point, which if we follow it here to the northwest, I don't know if we'll be able to see the entire origin because it's in the midst of the distance. But we can even see the tower here for the drowned mob spawner. So we can see quite a bit farther, but again, the game is only going to render out so far clearly, then it's going to start to look misty in the distance. But you can see much farther in the game. It slows the game down quite a bit. But you see the world is endless. You can go a million blocks in one direction or another. Now there's going to be some limitations, of course. The size of the space available on your hard disk to store all those chunk files. The speed at which the game can generate new chunks often will slow down your progress as you get out of the space you've already explored. It has to use that random seed to generate what biome it is and what the topography is like, all the special elements in it. There's a big random number generator behind that that's going to generate the world. And sure enough, that takes some time as you get into new space. But here in the area that I've already explored, what the game needs to do is load those chunks in and render them until the distance that you've set up. And so that's what you can see. So is the world endless? For all intents and purposes, yes it is. It's an open-ended game like this. Now, is it also true that it's endless not just here in the overworld, but it's endless also in the Nether and in the End Islands? Now, the original End First Island, where you meet the Ender Dragon, is one fixed space. But the End Islands that you jump through the End portal back and forth, the End Islands are reasonably endless. I don't know that there's ever been anyone who's gone to 1 million or 1 billion blocks there. Some people have put videos online that they've gone to 1 million chunks away from their spawn point, and sure enough, the game kind of hiccups and crashes at some point. So it's reasonably endless. So the answer to the question, how big is the overworld? How big is the game? For all intents and purposes, it's endless. What you probably want to do is take a fixed area and work in it and make it the way you want it, have fun with it, and then when you get done with that, expand out or choose another area that you like, a different kind of biome, maybe a desert biome, or go explore oceans, or then go to maybe some mountainous area and build a castle on top of a mountain instead of in a flat plains area. Lots of different things to do. I like to take an area, develop it, put my look and feel to it based upon the original area of the land, and then expand out to a new area. So whatever you want to choose to do, the world is open, it's pretty endless. Have fun playing Minecraft.